Every week we dissect discrete writing topics, slices of the work that we mount on glass slides and put in the microscope, studying them one at a time. But I recently got a question from a listener that amounted to, "That's all fine, but how do I write a short story?" My first thought was to tell them, go back and listen to all the refills. If you search our channel for the word refill, you will filter out all of the interviews and full-length discussions, leaving you a library of 5-minute reminders on craft. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it could be helpful to have an overview, a 30,000-foot view of how to get started doing this work. So let's take the next 4 minutes or so to go over a simple 3-stage process for how to write a short story. First phase, start. Okay, I'm not a jerk, I promise. A common roadblock for emerging writers is to think about writing and count that as actual writing time instead of actually writing. Trust me, I've been there. Thinking about writing is rarely productive, and it is almost never as productive as actually writing. But I don't know what to write about, you cry. It doesn't matter. You can use Tim's technique to have characters confess or gossip onto the page to stumble onto something interesting. Or you can try my brand of journaling, where you use a prompt to stir memories, writing about your own experience until you find something compelling. Or you can use prompt generators to provide you with fun new constraints and what-ifs that trigger a creative spark. Or the muse has touched you and you have a great idea ready to spill out as soon as you make the time. Whatever you do, start. The start phase does not have a preset word count, time limit, or endpoint. Start and write until you find something that makes you feel electric, alive, and eager to push ahead. Maybe it's two of your characters don't like each other, and you want to see how that plays out. Or your main character wants something they cannot have, and they fight to get it anyway. Or someone important is in trouble, and they work desperately to escape the risk. Keep going until you find a person, an event, a situation, a setting, or an idea that reveals a possible through line, compelling conflict, or narrative thread that you want to pull at. It will feel like you have a giant fish on your narrative hook, and you want to spend the energy reeling it in. Okay, once you have the excitement in your corner, you can move to the next phase. Say something. Yeah, it's not enough to have pretty writing that makes you feel a certain way. That's what poetry's for. In narrative, we want an author to have a point of view, a reason the story exists. And look, this can change from draft to draft. You don't have to have this figured out from the word go. But as you write the story, be thinking about why you're writing it. Are you pouring your own stresses, the things about your life that wake you up at night, into your main character's conflict? Do you have a strong opinion about the world that your characters are advancing or chafing against? Is the trouble your characters are dealing with just a veiled metaphor of your own current challenges in real life? Whatever it is, your story exists for a reason. Pay attention to what that is, because it will help carry you and your characters through multiple drafts. Now that you've got something to say, it's time to cross over confidently into the last phase. Finish. I went to school with an older gentleman with a great writing style and voice, but he never, and I mean in 2 years of workshops, he never handed in a complete short story. If you have a buddy over dinner start telling you this great story, only to stop when the waiter takes your order and then never pick it up again, you'd be mad. If you don't finish, you can't revise. You can't publish. Finish is the most important step because without that, nothing exists. Finish means just get to the end of the story. Your character is probably in trouble or trying to get something they can't have or desperate to recover something they've lost. Finish that story arc. See whether they succeed or fail. Write it down, knowing you will come back later to do more with it. So there you have it, a simple 3-stage process to write a short story. With a completed draft, you can go back, redraft, expand, and improve the piece. I strongly recommend that you listen to the refills regularly to continually refine aspects of your craft. But at its core, the work of writing a short story is as straightforward as start, say something, and finish. Try it today. See you next week. Start writing.